Okay, so think about the financial advice most of us get. The standard playbook. Study hard, get that secure job, save a bit each month.
Right, tuck it away in a 401k or something similar.
Exactly. And then just wait. Wait until retirement to actually, live.
It's presented as this sensible path, the responsible route.
It is. But what if it's not the best way?
Yeah.
Or even the most efficient way to build real wealth, or maybe more importantly, the freedom to live life on your own terms.
Not just when you're 65 or 70, but sooner, much sooner.
Precisely. So today, we're kind of pushing that traditional map aside. We're going to explore something pretty different.
A different route altogether.
Yeah. Our mission for this deep dive is to really get to the heart of MJ DeMarco's book, The Millionaire Fastlane. It's quite influential.
It definitely stirred things up when it came out. Still does.
For sure. We want to pull out the core ideas, the ones that
Yeah.
really challenge that conventional wisdom about money and success.
And it's not just about piling up cash, right? DeMarco talks a lot about control.
It's exactly. Control, value creation, owning your life. That's the focus. So we'll be looking at his ideas of the slow lane versus the fast lane.
Contrasting those two paths.
Right. And why creating value is so critical, and why taking control matters so much, all pulled from reviews and summaries of the book itself. So get ready. This might shake up some assumptions.
Okay, sounds good. Where do we start? The slow lane.
Yeah, let's start there. DeMarco uses this term, the slow lane. What exactly is this path he's describing, the one so many of us are, well, kind of guided towards?
Well, it's basically that script we just mentioned. Go to school, get good grades, land a stable job, hopefully with benefits. Then you save maybe 10%, 15% if you're diligent, month after month.
Into mutual funds, index funds, that sort of thing.
Right. And the whole plan hinges on compound interest over like 40 or 50 years. You just wait. You put your faith and time in the market.
Decades of waiting, hoping you'll have enough when you finally hit retirement age.
Exactly. And DeMarco's critique is, well, it's pretty harsh.
No.
He basically says this path often leads to disappointment, financial stress along the way, because you're often just getting by, and potentially, he argues, a wasted life.
Wow, wasted life is strong.
It is. But his point is, you spend your best years, your most energetic years, working for someone else, delaying your own dreams.
All for this hope that maybe, if you're lucky, if the market does well, if nothing goes wrong,
You'll get to enjoy your 60s and 70s. It's a massive gamble with your time, which is, the one thing you can't get back.
When you put it like that, I mean, does that ring true for you listening? Does it sound like experiences you've had or seen around you?
It's a provocative question, and that's where DeMarco really pivots, right? He doesn't just criticize the slow lane. He offers this bold alternative.
Right, the fast lane. So if the slow lane is that slow, steady, time-dependent approach,
Yeah.
what's the fast lane? How is it different?
Fundamentally, it's about building wealth quickly, but not through some scammy get-rich-quick thing. It's about creating significant value.
Okay, value creation.
Yes, and leveraging systems, building things that can operate and generate income somewhat independently of your direct time input.
So not just trading hours for dollars.
Exactly. It's about taking control of your financial destiny, moving away from being just an employee. He's a big advocate for entrepreneurship and ownership.
Owning the system, not just being a cog in it.
Precisely. The core idea, the real mind shift, is that you don't get rich by trading your time for money. You get rich by creating systems, businesses, assets that work for you.
Even when you're not actively working on them moment to moment.
Right. And this links directly to that value creation point. Money, in the fast lane view, isn't the goal itself. It's a byproduct.
A byproduct of what?
Of solving problems, big problems, ideally for lots of people. The bigger the problem you solve and the more people you solve it for, the more value you create, and thus the more wealth flows back to you.
So instead of chasing a paycheck, you chase problems.
Kind of, yeah. You chase needs, unmet desires, inefficiencies in the marketplace. You find a pain point that affects a large number of people, and you build a solution.
That makes sense. So the fast lane is really about impact and scale.
Exactly. Impact and scale, driven by entrepreneurship. And that's why the book is often described as both motivational, it definitely pushes you to think bigger, but also practical in its principles.
How practical? Does it give you a business plan?
Not quite like that. It's more about the type of business models to consider. Ones that have scalability, meaning they can grow without proportionally increasing your effort.
Okay.
Ones where you have control, not your boss or the stock market, and ones that offer leverage where your actions can have a much larger impact.
Got it. So principles over prescriptive steps.
Right. It's about fundamentally changing how you think about generating income and building wealth,
Yeah.
shifting from that linear, time-based model to something exponential.
Okay, this is starting to paint a really clear picture. And it seems like DeMarco boils this down even further into some core biggest lessons.
He does. They're pretty punchy.
The first one seems to be revisiting that slow lane versus fast lane distinction, but focusing on the trade-off.
Yeah, the idea that if you only save and wait, you are explicitly trading your youth and energy for a potential future payoff.
A payoff that isn't guaranteed.
Hmm.
He really forces you to look at that trade squarely, doesn't he? Like, is that a deal you consciously want to make?
It's a confrontation, really. Deferring life versus building it now.
Okay, then the second lesson, control is everything. We touched on this, but maybe unpack it a bit more.
Sure. It's the idea that relying solely on a job means your financial well-being, your income, your security, it's all in someone else's hands, your employers.
Or even relying solely on, say, the stock market. You don't control market swings.
Exactly, you're passive. Fastlane thinking emphasizes taking active control, building something where you dictate the direction, the strategy, the potential upside, owning the system, not being subject to it.
Right. Control over your income source, control over your assets, and ultimately control over your time.
That's the trifecta he aims for.
Okay, lesson 3. Solve problems for millions. This goes back to value creation, right?
Directly. It connects wealth not just to hard work, but to scale. You don't get extraordinarily wealthy by, say, being the best possible employee trading hours for dollars, because there's a cap on your time.
Limited capacity.
Right. Wealth, in this model, comes from providing solutions or value that reach a large number of people. Think software, media, inventions, scalable services. Your impact multiplies.
The market rewards solving big problems for many people.
That's the essence of it, magnitude and scale.
And the final big lesson, which feels really important, freedom matters more than money.
Yes. This is crucial. DeMarco reframes wealth. It's not just about having a huge bank account.
So what is it then?
It's about what that money enables. It's the freedom to choose. Choose how you spend your days, where you live, what projects you work on, who you spend time with.
Life independence, not just financial independence.
Beautifully put. It's about designing your life, not just reacting to circumstances or waiting for permission from a calendar or a boss.
These lessons, they're not just financial tips, are they? They feel more like a shift in life philosophy.
Absolutely. It's about questioning the script we're given about what success looks like. Moving from a passive path to actively engineering the life you want. It challenges you to think about purpose, autonomy, not just spreadsheets.
But, okay, playing devil's advocate for a second. This fast lane, it sounds exciting, but also, well, risky. Entrepreneurship isn't easy. Failure rates are high. Does the book just gloss over that?
That's a fair question, and from what the sources suggest, no, he doesn't gloss over it. He's apparently quite blunt about the fact that it takes hard work, smart thinking, persistence.
It's not magic.
Not at all. It's not presented as easy. But he frames the risk differently. It's the risk taken to gain control and achieve potentially unlimited upside versus the slow lane's risk of, well, mediocrity or disappointment after decades of playing it safe.
So it acknowledges the challenges, but emphasizes the potential reward and control aspects.
Right. It's about calculated risk for disproportionate reward rather than perceived safety for limited returns.
Okay, so if someone's listening and thinking, maybe I should read this book, what should they expect? You mentioned the tone earlier.
Yeah, the sources consistently mention the tone can be direct, maybe even harsh or arrogant to some ears.
Doesn't sugarcoat things.
Not at all. It sounds like he's deliberately provocative, trying to shake people out of complacency. So you need to be prepared for a style that's not trying to coddle you.
Good heads up. And what about the content itself? Is it a step-by-step guide?
No, apparently not. It's not a business startup 101 manual with checklists for, like, registering an LLC or marketing tactics.
Okay, so what is it then?
It's primarily about the mindset shift, the foundational principles. It gives you a new framework, a new lens to look through when evaluating opportunities or your current path. It's more why to and what if than detailed how to.
Got it. So manage expectations there. It's about the philosophy first.
Exactly. The overall takeaway seems to be, this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. It's more like get-rich-smart and potentially faster if you build something of value.
It's aimed at challenging your core beliefs about work and wealth.
Right, especially if you feel stuck in the 9 to 5 grind and are serious about finding an alternative through entrepreneurship. The high rating, 4.5 out of 5, suggests it resonates strongly with many.
And described as bold, inspiring, and life-changing.
For those willing to take action, that last part seems key. It's not a passive read.
Right. It really prompts a big question, doesn't it? Are you actually willing to challenge those deep-seated assumptions you have about money, career, and how wealth is built?
And are you ready for a message that might be blunt, that pushes back against the comfortable narrative? It seems like DeMarco's work demands a certain readiness to question everything and, crucially, to act.
Okay, so that wraps up our deep dive into the core ideas of the Millionaire Fastlane. We've journeyed from that conventional slow lane
The path of trading time for money over decades,
to the fast lane focused on building value, leveraging systems, and taking control.
emphasizing that true wealth isn't just money, but the freedom and choices it provides.
So as we leave you with these ideas, here's something to maybe chew on. Reflecting on DeMarco's focus on solving problems. What's one problem, even a small one, that affects a lot of people, that you could realistically start thinking about solving?
Or perhaps, what's one area of your financial life right now where you feel you lack control? And what's maybe one small step you could take starting today to gain a little more of that control back?
Just some food for thought. We hope this exploration sparks some new ideas for you.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.